All right, today we're going to dive into something a little deeper than just your average self-improvement tips. We're going to break down a full modern framework for what people are calling a glow up, which is really about a total transformation from the inside out.
Okay, let's kick things off with a feeling that might hit a little too close to home for some of us. This quote, it just perfectly nails that modern feeling of being constantly busy, but somehow totally unfulfilled. You feel like you're just a machine of utility, optimized, scheduled, but completely disconnected from anything you're actually passionate about.
So, what do we actually mean by a glow up? Come on, it's not just about getting a new haircut. We're talking about a real, significant, positive shift. It's about leveling up your whole life by focusing on growth from the inside out, improving how you think, how you feel, and how you show up in the world. Now, that's a great concept, right? But it can feel, well, a little overwhelming. So the big question is, where do you even start? Don't worry, this explainer is going to break it down into a clear, actionable framework for you. Okay, part one. This is all about the inner game. Why? Because any lasting change, any real, genuine confidence, it doesn't start with your clothes or your career. It starts with the principles you choose to live by. This is the bedrock. Everything else gets built right on top of this. And what's really interesting here is how simple but how powerful these steps are. First up, be authentic. That's about building trust, not just with other people, but with yourself. Then you've got number two, setting goals, and this is key, physically writing them down. It makes them real. Number three is huge. Choose to be happy. It's about training your brain to focus on what you can actually control. And finally, number four, listen more than you talk. Nobody ever learned anything new by hearing themselves speak. And listen, if you take just one thing away from this section, let it be this. The amount of energy it takes to maintain a facade, to pretend to be someone you're not, it's absolutely exhausting. Being genuine, that's where you find the strength and clarity to actually build real self-esteem.
Okay, so once we've established that inner foundation, we can move on to part two, crafting your presentation. This is where you learn to let that internal substance shine through your external style and grooming.
I love this quote from Tom Ford because it totally reframes the whole idea of style. See, it's not about being vain, it's about respect. Respect for the place you're in, for the people you're with, and yeah, most importantly, for yourself. It just shows you care.
So on a really practical level, you have to understand proportion. And this slide shows one of your most powerful tools, the rise of your trousers. Just look at the difference. The high-rise pants on the left sit at the natural waist, which creates this long, clean leg line. The low-rise ones on the right, they do the exact opposite. They chop you in half and throw your proportions all out of whack. It is such a small detail, but it has a huge impact. Now, when you're building out that wardrobe, start with the absolute basics. A super common mistake is to only buy cool statement pieces with logos and crazy patterns. All that does is create a closet full of chaos. Your foundation should be simple, timeless pieces in versatile colors. Think navy, gray, earth tones that can all work together without you even having to think about it. And hey, presentation goes way beyond your clothes. A simple, consistent skincare routine makes a massive difference, and you do not need some crazy 10-step process. Just focus on these 5 basics right here. Cleanse, exfoliate a couple times a week, moisturize, maybe an eye cream, and I can't stress this enough, never ever forget sunscreen. It is the single best anti-aging tool you have, period. Ultimately, your grooming habits are what give your whole look its signature. I mean, you could be wearing the most expensive suit in the world, but if your shoes are all scuffed up and your shirt's a wrinkled mess, the whole effect is ruined. These little details aren't just add-ons. They're direct signals of how much you value yourself. Okay, on to our third and final pillar, the power of pursuit. This is all about what you do with your time. It's about moving past just emails and obligations and actually cultivating a genuine fascination with something. I just love this line. What it's saying is that a man who is truly devoted to an interest, doesn't matter if it's woodworking, learning guitar, or fly fishing, he has this inherent magnetism to him. It's not about being idle, it's about being devoted to something. And you know what? There's actually data to back this up. One survey asked women to rate different male hobbies, and the results are pretty telling. Look at the top 3: reading, learning a language, and playing an instrument. All of these are pursuits that refine you, not just distract you. They signal curiosity, discipline, and creativity. But, and this is so, so important, if you start chasing a hobby just because you think it will make you seem more attractive,
you've missed the entire point. The real value, the real magnetism, that comes from the dedication itself. It comes from the process of practice and struggle and hopefully eventual mastery.
This quote from a Reddit user trying to learn how to sing, it just captures that reality perfectly. It's not glamorous. Like he says, it's a constant struggle. This is what real devotion looks like. It's showing up, doing the work, and pushing through all that frustration. That right there is the true pursuit. Okay, so let's tie all of these ideas together now. We're going to bring it all into one simple, cohesive framework that you can actually use as a guide. And here it is, your cheat sheet for a modern glow up. It's all built on 3 pillars that support each other. First, the inner game, which is all founded on being authentic. Second, your presentation, which is about mastering the basics of style. And third, the power of pursuit, where your devotion is what creates that magnetism. And please remember, a glow up is not a destination. It's not some finish line you cross. It's a continuous journey. It's about embracing the whole process of getting better, knowing that it's a lifelong transformation. So let's end with this thought. This whole journey isn't about chasing some impossible ideal or trying to become a completely different person. It's actually about stripping away all the stuff that isn't you so you can become more authentic, more capable, and more engaged with your own life. It's about becoming more yourself. So the only question left is, what's your next step?